evening, everybody, and welcome to Jim Ketchum Field in Deer Park, Texas. I'm Joe Hollier along with Cade Lightco, and we are getting set to bring you live action between the FRIENDSWOOD Mustangs, Friendswood, Texas, and the Crosby Cougars from Crosby, Texas. This is a quarterfinal matchup. Winners will move on to the semifinal round, and depending on who wins that matchup, which between Brenham and College Station, that's who the winner of this series will face. This should be a good, even matchup between these two squads. So very similar records for both of these teams. Both come with good pitching, both with good defense, and it's going to come down, Cade, probably who makes the fewest mistakes.
Yeah, typically when you get to this level at this time, that's exactly what happens. The team with the fewest mistakes and the team that's able to capitalize on those mistakes, is the one that comes out on top. Like I said, it should be a great matchup. Watching the Crosby team warm up during pregame, very solid fundamentally, great footwork, great glove skills, good arms all around the diamond. Like I said, according to the scores of their previous rounds, it appears that their pitching must be stellar as well, because they're not giving up many runs. So it's going to come down to hitting and, like I said, mistakes, but should be a great matchup.
Mustangs, the winner of District 22 5A. Friendswood was 23-7-1 overall, 13-3 in district play. Crosby, they are the winners of District 21 5A. They were 26-5-3 and 10-2 in their district play. They swept Galveston Ball in their first series in the playoffs. They won 4-0 and 8-0, so a couple of shutouts. It shows you what kind of pitching they have. They have a good 1 and 2 for sure. Then they took on Fulsher, and they were 11-2 winners that first game. Lost the second game 8-0, and then came back and won the deciding matchup 1-0.
That must have been an exciting game, to deciding game of the series, and to be a 1-0 game. Man, that would have been something to watch.
So 3 out of the 5 games, they've thrown shutout baseball. So the Mustangs have their hands full tonight.
Number 15, Ray Vasquez.
The good news is the Mustangs have been hitting pretty good here in the playoffs. We're going to take it down to the field and listen to the introduction of the players and the national anthem, and be back right after that.
Griffin Casemeyer. The starting lineup tonight for the Mustangs. Leading off, the catcher, Dylan Maxey. Batting second, number 5, Reed South. Batting third, the first baseman, number 25, Boots Landry. The designated hitter, number 6, Dane Perry. The center fielder, number 16, Ty Bradley. Second baseman, number 7, Colin Goolsby. Third baseman, number 10, Aiden Piercy. The right fielder is number 26, Tatum Black. And the left fielder, number 13, Kyle Lockhart. Starting pitcher tonight for the Mustangs, number 14, Jacob Rogers. Assistant coaches for the Mustangs are Travis Moore, Pam Hollier, Brian Mavis, and Brandon Jackson. Head coach for the Mustangs is Corey Benavides. Now the roster and reserves for the Crosby Cougars. Reserves tonight, number 11, Nick Lacey. Number 14, Jay Cantu. Number 10, Jalen Cream. Number 21, Cade Robeskley. Number 22, Nick Sturban. Number 24, Aaron Martinez. Number 33, Andre Harris. Number 8, Jacob Pipes. Starting lineup tonight for the Cougars. Leading off shortstop, number 1, Giovanni Saenz. Second baseman, number 4, Carter Underwood. Third baseman, number 23, Sean Barmore. The left fielder, number 3, Cade Udy. First baseman, number 6, Will Udy. Catcher, number 2, Larry Johns. The designated hitter, number 5, Ronald Nelson. Center fielder, number 7, James Londrigan. Pitcher, number 12, Keith Kittemeyer. And the right fielder, number 25, Carson Larkin. Assistant coaches for the Cougars, Matt Wolford, Tim Rogers, Matt Chalk, Lane Derrick, and the head coach is Chris Wiggins. At this time, we ask that you all please rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
And a really nice crowd here tonight for supporting both of these schools. And Kate is, I would say, within probably 10 people.
I mean, it looks even. It's split red on one side and blue on the other.
This is an interesting field. They just got new turf in December. And then 310 down the line. And then Kate, talk us into this outfield.
Man, I'm telling you, this could come into play. So hopefully the outfielders pregame worked on taking balls off this outfield wall. So 310 down each line. However, if you can picture this at home, the field is shaped almost like a home plate. If the front of home plate was more rounded toward the pitcher, that's how the field is shaped. So immediately down the line 310, but if you move 50 feet inside the line, it's probably almost as deep to that part of the field as is the dead center. It's a really odd-shaped field, and balls off the wall are going to ricochet towards center field, so could come into play later in the game. It'd be interesting to watch.
Yeah, it's one of those things where if it does hit that wall at the right angle, it could roll for days. I mean, the possibility of a triple or inside the park home run is definitely feasible if it hits at the right angle and the fielder doesn't read it correctly off that wall. Leading off for your Mustang is going to be your catcher, Dylan Maxey. Dylan comes into tonight's contest hitting .462 on the season, which is pretty good, but not good enough for Dylan. He decided to up it. He's hitting .625 in the playoffs.
Room for improvement, Joe.
19 doubles on the season.
Good Lord. That's just crazy.
And he's going to be facing a very good pitcher in Kennemer. First pitch swinging, hit to center field deep. Center fielder way back to the wall. The warning track. Look at it, it's off the wall. Dylan on his way to second base. He's looking for three. The head for the double, and he's going to make it. Lead off triple for Dylan Maxey.
Old Indian name, first pitch swinging, strikes again. Deepest part of the ballpark and off the base of the wall and legging it out of the box, which I love. Hustle all the way, never stopped, and really made it easy to third for triple. That's how you get your team going right there.
Here's Reed South, 311 on the season, 385 in the playoffs, so he's upped his game as well and has an RBI opportunity here. Crosby brings the infield in, trying to cut that run off the plate, and Kennemer needs a moment, steps off. And again, we apologize. You're not seeing something. Oh, deep fly ball, right field. Gonna be trouble. It does. It's an RBI single.
Oh.
Reed falls down. It's actually a good thing he did fall down, as he would have been out by a mile at second base.
So 2 pitches in, Joe. 2 pitches in. It's a 1-0 game for Friendswood. That's how you want to start, especially if you're coming in against a hot team and you're the visiting squad. You want to get on the board early and come out aggressive.
RBI for Reed South. And the catcher does a wise thing, goes out to talk to Keith Kennemer, try to settle him down.
Batting third, the first baseman, number 25.
But, against good pitchers that throw a lot of strikes, that's not a bad philosophy.
Yeah, they're going to fill up the zone. It's in your best interest to try to get you a good pitch early.
Here's Boots, 358 on the season, takes ball 1 outside. Boots was mired in a bit of a slump to start the playoffs. Has since been swinging it pretty good. Had a couple of hits against Waltrip.
Swung through a slow curve there.
Currently hitting .273 in the playoffs. But another curveball, this laced into left field. Lots of room out there. Reed halfway. He'll have to come back this one away. What I was going to say before Dylan hit one off the wall was you're not seeing things. There's no video for us tonight. We are audio only. At this juncture, UIL gets to dictate who gets to the video rights, and NFHS will be doing the video tonight. And they are subscription based. It's like $70 a year or something like that. Perry swinging first pitch, fouls it off.
Yeah, Perry got a good one to hit right there. Put a good hack on it. Just fouled it off to the third base dugout.
But I guarantee you, even with the video, and they could have all the bells and whistles they want, this will be a better broadcast.
Of course.
So
we're not biased though.
Biased though. 1 down, 1 on. We're just underway here in the first inning. Mustangs 2 pitches in, took the lead. Up and in on Dane. There goes the runner. Reed got a pretty good jump. Throw is late. Oh, they're going to call him out. Wow.
Close play. Could have gone either way. I think the umpire got it right. It looked like he did get him on that lower leg right before it got to the bag. He did have a good jump, but a good dart by the catcher there, Larry Johns, and unfortunately that'll be the second out of the inning. But Dane Perry standing at the plate with a 2-1 count here, so see if he can get a little 2-out rally going.
So Reed caught stealing. 2 down, nobody on. This ball is hit to the moon, but foul. Wow. Wind is blowing out to left.
That ball was way up there, and it probably traveled about 350, 360, but he hooked it.
He's going to get that same pitch down and away here. Dane hitting .317. There it is. Told you. There it was. That's a good job of pitching.
Yes.
Bounced it away from Perry. Now the count runs full to Dane. Dane has been on fire lately, hitting .364 in the playoffs.
Yeah, we mentioned that before the broadcast. We were talking about that, how a majority of the team has really stepped it up in the playoffs.
Caught Dane looking there, a low inside pitch. But the Mustangs do damage in the first. They lead off triple by Dylan Maxey. An RBI single by Reed South, and Jacob Rogers will toe the mound with a 1-run lead as he heads to the bottom of the first. We'll be back right after this. You're watching Friendswood Mustang Baseball on Vype Sports Live.
Doorstep. As a Vype campus client, we will work with you to help you take advantage of our unique campus model to build a unique experience for your school. From media day photo shoots of all your athletes to game day coverage, broadcasts and live streams, video and digital content, hype videos, the Vype U program, same day graphics, and of course your very own campus magazine, Vype Campus is truly whatever you want it to be. Email info@vypemedia.com to find out how to join Vype Campus today.
Leading off the bottom of the first inning for the Cougars, the shortstop, number 1, Giovanni Signs.
Here's Giovanni Signs, the shortstop, leading off for Crosby Cougars. Good curveball, catches the outside corner.
Nice pitch. Just gas down the pipe.
0-2 to Giovanni. Pitch just up, did not miss by much.
Hey, good location there, up and away with 0-2. Showed him that fastball. Took it a little higher, a little further out. Might see another off speed here. Yep.
That pitch off the plate, and it's 2-2.
Roger's sporting the mustache today, Joe. I think he's got a career in broadcasting with us.
There's a swing and a miss. Strikeout number 1 for Rogers. Well, it kind of goes with the barbershop quartet that sang the national anthem.
I'm telling you. For a second, I thought it was the 4 umpires standing at home plate singing.
Not to mention the 2 facial growths we have going on. This is my playoff mustache.
I'm telling you, we look good. I'm not going to lie.
It's ball 1 to Underwood. Carter Underwood, the second baseman. Grounder, tough play.
Come get it. Nice play.
Throw.
Good job.
2 steps.
Nice strong play by Reed there. Big hop off this turf. That second bounce can be real tricky on turf, and that's why I was probably heard me saying, "Come get it." But made a great play. Good strong throw there.
Here's Sean Barmore, the third baseman. 2 quick outs for the Mustangs. He takes the ball 1 from Rogers. Pitch up in the zone. It's 2-0. So yeah, no video tonight. Audio only from us. If you are listening to us, text us. Let us know. Fastball on the corners. 2-1.
Fastball looks lively again. Got a little zip on it. Oh my goodness, that was dangerous.
Killed a coach.
And that's no joke, folks. That really did almost catch a coach right in the dome.
A very late swing, and it had a coach sitting outside the dugout in a chair. He is now going to get up and go back inside.
That was scary.
That was scary. And he did not have a helmet on. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, so 2 strikeouts for Rogers, and he's pumped.
After 1 complete inning, our Final score, Friendswood 1.
Yeah, that's good to see from Rogers. That's what you want to see. If your Friendswood go out and score early and then have your ace come in and shut them down quick. So, good job.
Brantley, Goolsby, and Piercy due up for the Mustangs. We'll take a quick break and be right back. You're watching Friendswood Mustang Baseball on Vype Sports Live.
Hey high schoolers, are you interested in a career in sports media? Vype can help. Launched in 2017, our Vype U Ambassador Program is a one-of-a-kind educational scholarship program that offers high school students a chance to gain hands-on experience in the sports media field. Vype U also gives students a platform to build their portfolio of creative work under the guidance of Vype's seasoned professionals. From covering games to publishing photos, writing articles, and conducting on-camera interviews, each Vype U ambassador receives an immersive experience geared toward their interests while promoting their own school and preparing them for their future. Email info@vypemedia.com to find out more about Vype U today.
Ladies and gentlemen, correction to a name I mispronounced. The Crosby third baseman is Sean Bazmore. Sean Bazmore, my apologies. Leading off for the Mustangs, the center fielder, number 16, Ty Brantley.
Ty Brantley will lead it off for the Mustangs. Brantley hitting .273 and .222 in the playoffs. Swinging first pitch right at the second baseman. And it's an easy 4-3 put out. And there's one away.
The second baseman, number 7, Colin Goolsby.
Here's Goolsby. I think Goolsby will take a couple of pitches.
So Coach Benny and Goolsby have a little discussion down the third base line there. Probably telling them, hey,
Maybe
see a few.
Just that. Let's give our pitcher a little bit of a break. All right, Kinnemer's first offering. Curveball.
He hung it. It's a good one to go after. He just missed it.
Crosby in the red and white. As their fans, and of course the Mustangs in the blue and white. Pretty good contrast in fan bases here.
Yeah, it just looks like baseball, doesn't it?
Yep.
I mean, you got traditional colors, traditional type uniforms, and I mean, perfectly contrasted.
And a beautiful field again, brand new turf installed in December. Pitches outside. And Cade and I walked down to get the lineups earlier today across the field, and kind of wondered why we were born a few years too early. Ground ball left side, knocked down by the third baseman, who hops up and makes a Rob Goolsby over here.
Man, heck of a play by Bazmore there. Sean Bazmore, the third baseman, diving to his left to cut off that 5.5 hole and just popped to his feet, made a good strong throw to get Goolsby. That's a gold star play there.
So there's the defense that we talked about from Crosby, rearing its head early on.
And if you're Goolsby there, nothing to hang your head about. I mean, you hit it hard on the ground and should have been through, but he made a great play.
Here's Aiden Piercy, 271 on the season, 375 in the playoffs. Takes the first pitch inside. Wind still pumping off the Gulf towards left field here. And for those of you who are not familiar with Deer Park, this is a industrialized area, so there are storage tanks literally beyond left field that you can see here.
You know, they should paint those with some baseball seams.
They should.
Look like a bunch of baseballs out there from the ballpark. It'd look great.
Base hit up the middle, yes.
Yep.
Piercy with 2 outs gets the Mustangs' third hit of the game, and they'll bring up Tatum Black. Tatum 338 and hitting 5.
Right fielder, number 26, Tatum Black.
Not that there's any gas or oil in those tanks, Kurt. Very much President Biden, but you know.
I'm just gonna let that one go.
Let it go. I mean, I don't see a whole lot of guys getting off work over there.
Yeah, man.
Run 1 on, 2 outs for the Mustangs. Tatum takes a pitch down in the zone, called a strike. Third baseman playing pretty far back.
Yeah, we know Tatum likes to bunt for a hit, and he's certainly good at it. And he is playing probably about 10 or 15 feet behind the baseline, so.
Lockhart is on deck, and then Maxey. Should we get there? Another hit?
Nope. Third baseman.
Again. Eating them up over there.
Man, that kid's solid. 2 plays. That one didn't quite have to lay out, but still had to go down to a knee to his forehand side and grab that baseball. It was a good play.
Well, you heard the PA announcer mispronounce his name, Barmore. And if you didn't know Bassmore, now you do.
Now you do.
A couple of nice plays by Bassmore keeps the score where it is. Take a quick break. Be back. You're watching, listening to Friendswood Mustang Baseball on Vype Sports Live.
What is Vype Live? Vype Live is one of the largest and most respected broadcast and live stream networks in the state of Texas. Vype Live broadcasts any sport you can think of for youngsters of any age, from Pee Wee and Pop Warner to high school, club, college, semi-pro, and beyond. We also broadcast plenty of academic, fine arts, and community-related events as well, and now as partners with Flow Sports. Email us at info@vypemedia.com to find out more. Vype Live. We bring your teams to you.
Leading off the bottom of the second inning for the Cougars, the left fielder, number 3, Cade Udy.
Here's the first of the Udy brothers, left fielder Cade, to be followed by Will Udy, the first baseman, and then the catcher Larry Johns. First pitch strike from Rogers.
Second pitch strike.
0-2 now to Cade Udy.
2 straight fastballs, inner third. Just watched them both.
Rogers shaking off Maxey, looking for a pitch up. Fouls that one off. It stays 0-2.
All right, now we're getting a warning from the umpire to our dugout, so Friendswood players might be getting a little chirpy over there.
Friendswood boys showed up in mass attendance to the girls' softball game playoff against Crosby.
Awesome.
And Friendswood ended up winning that contest 10-0 to move on to the next round to play Lake Creek something.
Yeah, don't give me the line. I'm not sure.
Oh, just stays up. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Anyway, Friendswood lost their the girls lost their first playoff game 8-0 last night. Rogers all around the strike zone.
Yeah, he's not missing by much, but I think the Blues got it right. From our vantage point, again, it's kind of hard to tell, but those 3 balls were not off the plate much, but I think they were off the plate.
Fouled straight back. Reset, do it again. Again, go ahead and text us. 832-571-8291.
Or you can text me at 832-256-4767.
Udy knew it immediately. Strikeout looking. Third strikeout for Rogers.
First baseman, number 6, Will Udy.
3 of the 4 outs thus far in the game have been via the strikeout. That's a great start for Jacob Rogers. Pitch misses, and it's ball 1. One ball, 1 strike. One out. Good pitch. Catches the corner, and it's 1-2 now to the other brother, Will Udy.
Yeah, that fastball sharp for Rogers today. Really heavy.
Breaking ball off the plate.
You can tell when he's feeling it because he works so quick. He's right back on the rubber. He's ready to go.
Yeah, he's a fun guy to play for. There's no waiting around. If you're a defensive player, those are the kind of guys you like to play behind. Not a lot of standing around. Here's the 2-2. Lifted foul and out of play. That ball Maxey hit against Waltrip was a double all the way, but fastball right down the pipe.
Just
another strikeout looking. The back-to-back strikeouts looking.
He's got them guessing up there, and they're guessing incorrectly right now because he's freezing them on the hard stuff, and it's just looks dominant right now. I mean, they're kind of overmatched at the moment.
But Maxey's ball against Waltrip just kept rising. He ended up sticking about 3/4 of the way up the wall. That was kind of the way this ball was here. They hit the center field. It just kept going. Unfortunately, he keeps hitting it to the highest part of the park.
There's another just looking at the fastball. I don't understand it.
1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, nobody on. Hit to center field. This one hit pretty good. And it will get down for the first hit of the game for Larry Johns, the catcher. A long single. It'll bring up the DH, Ronald Nelson.
Starting to see a pattern here with Rogers. So the last 4 batters: ball, strike, strike, ball, strike, strike, ball, strike, strike, ball, strike, strike.
Running for the Cougars at first base, number 21, Cade Robleski. At the plate, the designated hitter, number 5, Ronald Nelson.
That was just a good piece of hitting there by the catcher, Larry Johns.
Yep.
Didn't try to do too much, stayed compact, and just got the barrel to it and let Rogers produce the power. Oh, there goes my chair again, Joe.
Man down, man down. Of course, Deer Park is where Andy Pettit played. Curveball for a strike. Another curveball. This one, throw the same pitch. Oh my goodness, that finished a good 6 inches outside.
Yeah, you can't
it
do anything
across
with
the
that.
plate, but it finished way outside, and he's ahead to count 0-2. And then Burns from inside was
straight gas.
Wow.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night.
Wow. Rogers strikes out the side. He has 5 Ks so far in this game. Mustangs lead at 1-0 as we head to the top of the 3rd. You're listening to Friendswood Mustang Baseball on Vype Sports Live.
I loved playing high school sports. I loved the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, all the pageantry, and I wanted to keep playing. But I graduated. No colleges called, and neither did the pros. So, to stay close to the game I loved, I decided to become a high school official. You know, a referee. When I played high school sports, I learned the importance of integrity, good sportsmanship, and respect for the rules. Now, as a high school official, I get to help model these same values to others. Maybe the colleges and the pros didn't call, but the kids in Texas did. And now, I'm enjoying the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, and all the pageantry of high school sports all over again.
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
Leading off the 3rd inning for the Mustangs, the left fielder, number 13, Kyle Lockhart.
Kyle Lockhart will lead it off for the Mustangs. Lockhart hitting .318 on the season, .364 in the playoffs. First pitch from Kennemer, fouled away.
It's definitely in the Friendswood game plan to attack early and often, isn't it?
Aunt Tina listening in. Hey, Aunt Tina. Glad you're joining us here.
Hello, Aunt Tina.
I think Aunt Tina's going to come down for graduation as well.
There's a red-bearded fan down there for Crosby, and by red beard, I mean he's dyed his beard bright red.
Oh.
So that's a true fan
that
right
is
there.
Dedication. I did not dye my mustache blue, and as white as it is, that'd probably be easy to do.
Yeah, you could knock that
Yeah.
out. Yeah. Mine's getting there.
You're
Mine's
still
getting
salt and
there.
pepper. You're not the full-blown snowman like I am. 0-2 to Lockhart. This ball hit pretty good to center field. Going back to the wall, warning track, and it's at the base of the wall. And now, they're going to have a shot at him at third. High throw though, and he's in with a triple. Wow, a good throw might have had him.
Yeah, I think a good throw definitely gets him there. That ball made the third baseman have to elevate and jump just to keep him going in the dugout. But risky move there. Typically, they say don't make the first third out at third base. But they're aggressive, and they have been all season, and it pays off more times than not. So
there's that wind factor for you. Again, the ball off the bat hit pretty good. Looked like it might get caught, and then ends up hitting off the bottom of the center field wall. Here's Maxey swinging first pitch, and that'll get a run home.
It's going to get down.
And it's down for an RBI single. For Maxey, 2 for 2.
On 2 pitches. It blows my mind that they're throwing this kid first pitch strikes. I mean,
hey, if it's there, he's going to hit it.
He's going to hit it. Like, I don't get it, but...
and honestly, it's not that he won't hit a second or third pitch. It's just when you throw him a strike, he's
ready for it. The kid comes up there with the demeanor that I have you beat. It's just a matter of when I'm going to get my pitch. And that's how he approaches every at-bat. And it shows. Ultimate confidence in that kid, and confidence without cockiness and arrogance. He just knows what he's capable of, and he's fun to watch.
It's just amazing that he turns it on in the playoffs.
Yep.
Jack Frederick will run for Maxey. Mustangs now lead it 2-0.
Oh. Sal trying to bunt there and bunted it straight back to the screen.
Wow, what a shot by Lockhart. I mean, he crushed that ball.
That poor center fielder's getting twisted up like a pretzel out there. That wind swirls a little bit. You notice the flag will be going straight out, and it'll be going more towards right, and then sometimes towards left. And a good push bunt there by Reed.
Yeah, Reed got it down that time. The beauty. So the sacrifice bunt moves Zach Frederick down to second base and into scoring position.
First baseman, number 25, Boots Landry.
Here's Boots with an RBI opportunity. Threw out to left field his first time out.
Yeah, I'd like to see Boots stay a little quieter on that front side, keep closed a little longer, and start driving those balls. He's getting those up and away pitches, and he's having a hard time getting on top of them. He's flown out a lot to left field lately.
This ball hit hard into the gap, and it will drop. Frederick held up initially, and they're going to take a shot at him at home. It's going to be close, and Frederick gets in ahead of the tag.
Great job by Boots there to drive one to the right center gap, and aggressive base running again by Boots, seeing that they had the double cut on. So you have, in a double cut situation, that ball's in deep right center. You've got your shortstop and second baseman out there for the cut. The first baseman is supposed to trail that runner, was late doing so, and Boots saw the opportunity and took second on that, so that was a good job there.
Coach Chris Wiggins out on the mound to try and settle down Kennemer as the Mustangs tack on yet another run.
That's 11 straight strikes by Kennemer. So he's really filling up the zone. And if you're Friendswood, you know you're going to get something to hit. And now you got Dane Perry coming up, who's definitely a big threat.
Big threat. Say Perry homered foul.
Now batting designated hitter number 6, Dane Perry.
Ended up getting called out on strikes on a borderline pitch, but again, definitely was close. The umpire seems to have a good strike zone, and with 2 strikes, you got to protect a little more. So see if he makes an adjustment here.
See if he can trade places with Landry at second base. Swinging first pitch, comes up empty. Still just 1 out in the inning, so the sacrifice bunt from South pays off as Landry laces one into the right center gap and scored Frederick. That's a good pitch. He's got Perry a little bit confused here. Again, Dane, just a freshman, hitting in cleanup.
Well, he's definitely deserving. I mean, he's earned that right to be where he's at, and he's only going to get better. Like I say, a freshman.
Got a piece of that one, fouled it straight back.
Yeah, he'd like to have that one back, and so would the pitcher. Pitcher doesn't want to leave the ball there with 0-2 count.
Aunt Tina says she's glad she's not sitting next to those cowbells.
Yeah, they brought the cowbells in full force. So
Crosby cowbell that's...
Oh, it's definitely Crosby, yeah.
Hit down the third base line.
There's that third base
play. Long throw across. They're going to get Perry. Bassmore.
Man, I wish we had video because y'all can't see this kid play, but good Lord. Talk about range at the hot corner. He is all over this diamond and just
center fielder number 16,
kicking everything clean. Great play.
Bring up Brantley. Yeah, he saved a run. Matter of fact, Boots was halfway to third thinking it was by him. And he can take off now with 2 outs. Here's Brantley. Brantley a little overdue. Fouls it, swing back into the net.
So yet to throw a ball.
This inning?
This inning. And going back into last inning, the last 4 pitches of last inning were strikes. And he's currently 12 pitches into this inning. So 16 straight strikes from Kennemer. There's number 17.
Bassmore started to cut it off. Tough play for the shortstop. He'll beat it out. It's an infield hit for Brantley.
Yeah, the only chance they had on that because of the high hop was if the third baseman could get to it, and it was just too high. It just hopped over him, and once it got deep to the shortstop, there was no chance to get Brantley with his speed.
Good job by
Boots
getting over third base. So there'll be runners on the corner for Goolsby. Goolsby robbed by Bassmore in his first at bat. Maybe try somebody else.
Yeah, if you're Friendswood, you're tired of hitting it over there to third.
Again, first and third. See what Benny has up his sleeve here. Another run would be nice. They lead 3-0 as they put 2 across here in this inning.
Well, we've seen the catcher has a good arm. Brantley has good speed. You know they like to be aggressive. I kind of expect a throw over or a pitch out. Nope. Oh, that ball is destroyed.
Looking up at the wall.
Off the wall.
1 run is in. Here comes the second run, and it'll be yet another triple, third triple.
And there comes that play we were talking about. That ball is out of any other ballpark we've played at this season. But because of the angle that wall takes, folks, he hit that ball probably 350. And it hit the middle of the wall in what would basically be dead left field. Right behind the left fielder. It's just that angle took that home run away from him. But certainly take a 2 RBI triple right there from Goolsby. Good job.
Brantley comes all the way around to score, along with Boots. And here's Piercy. And the Mustangs lead at 5-0. First pitch strike from Kennemer, another strike.
Yet to throw a ball, I'm telling you. His last ball was pitch number 17, and he's at next pitch is number 37. So he's 19 straight strikes. Now 20. That ball's driven.
Driven to right center field. Long run for the center fielder. He finally runs it down. Piercy bidding for extra bases.
If that ball gets down, he's definitely got a triple. Bad angle taken by the right fielder. Good angle taken by the center fielder to run it down.
Mustangs put up a 4 spot in the inning. And they jump out to a 5-0 lead over Crosby. Again, a leadoff triple from Kyle Lockhart. An RBI single from Dylan Maxey. Reed put down a beautiful sac bunt down the first baseline. And then Boots Landry with an RBI double. And after a Dane Perry ground out, Ty Brantley beat out a high chopper to short for an infield hit, which set up Goolsby with his 2 RBI triple. So Mustangs almost hit around in the inning. And they hand Rogers a 5-run lead as they head to the bottom of the 3rd. We'll take a quick break. You are listening to Friendswood Mustangs.
Respected broadcast and live stream networks in the state of Texas. Vype Live broadcasts any sport you can think of for youngsters of any age, from Pee Wee and Pop Warner to high school, club, college, semi-pro, and beyond. We also broadcast plenty of academic, fine arts, and community-related events as well, and now as partners with Flow Sports. Email us at info@vypemedia.com to find out more. Vype Live, we bring your teams to you.
Londrigan in, the center fielder, leading off for the Cougars. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swings through that pitch, and it's 1-2. That just got a piece of it. Gas again. Cougars have 1 hit. And only 1 other player has even put the ball in play. Strikeout number 6 for Rogers. And there's 1 away.
The pitcher, number 12, Keith Gilbert.
Man, you can just tell when Rogers is feeling it. He just has a different demeanor on the mound, different tempo, the whole thing. I mean, he is just dialed in.
Swinging, missing is Keith Kennemer, the pitcher. Pitch up for ball 1. That's way up. And Dylan will try it out to him, say, hey, don't overthrow. Keep doing what you're doing. 2 balls and a strike now.
So a little bit of a divided house on my side here. My son, Garrett, played for Friendswood, graduated from Friendswood. His current girlfriend, Darcy, went to Deer Park. So I don't know if they're listening or not, but hey, look at that play by Boots.
This ball was popped up, and I'm telling you, the wind pushed that ball back where Boots reached over in foul territory over the fence and caught that ball. It looked out of play when the ball came off the bat.
Yeah, I didn't think there was any way, but I think the wind pushed it back just enough, and Boots, that fence is only about 4 foot high over there. He just reached over the edge and made the play. Good job by Boots not giving up on that.
Here's Giovanni Signs. He struck out in his first at-bat. Swings through Rogers' first offering. This ball's fouled straight back at us.
Hey, I was going to catch that if it wouldn't have won.
That would have been in our booth.
Would have. Ellie would have fell out of her chair.
Stands are protected by a 50-foot net that goes all the way around. Nothing hard is going to come into the stands. Now it can't go over the net at the top, but it'll be a pop fly. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Signs. Right. Ooh, great breaking ball. And it's 2-2. Just held up.
Yeah, if your Signs here after seeing that, you got to be thinking gas. That's what Rogers has done to the past few, is throwing those curveballs low and away and then come back with straight gas, and there it is. Just Q-shotted it to the first base dugout, though.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on here in the bottom of the 3rd. Mustangs with 1 in the first and 4 in the 3rd. They lead 5-0. That pitch outside, it's 3-2. Cowbell's really kicking into gear now.
You go with your best pitch here, fastball. There it is.
Ground ball. Oh, off the foot.
Fouled it off his foot hard. Ouch.
Come back with that fastball again.
Yeah, you got to go with your best. Your full count, your 2 outs. Here it is, hit it, you know.
So, full count. They're going to let him walk that off a little bit. And mercifully, it ended the Cowbells.
You had to say something.
Travis Moore out to talk to Dylan over what they want to throw here.
I mean, he's definitely set up for the off-speed, but I just think he's shown great control and really good action on that fastball today. I think you go with your best pitch right here.
So Dylan actually goes all the way out to the pitcher's mound to relay the message from Travis Moore. Maybe it's the Euphus pitch coming. Yeah. Really surprised.
That would catch him off guard for sure.
So here we go. 3-2 payoff. Curveball.
Curveball up.
Stays up. Half the team had.
Yeah, just didn't get on top of that one. Just kind of looped it up there.
Everybody on the field thought it was a strike. They started heading off. It's the first walk issued from Rogers. And it gives the Cougars their second base runner. Fastball on the corner for a strike.
Yeah, for as dominant as he's been, it is only the 3rd inning, and that last pitch was pitch number 50 already for Rogers, so gonna have to keep an eye on that as well. He needs
ball, that one misses.
Needs to get a quick inning.
1 ball, 1 strike to Carter Underwood. Grounded out to Reed his first time up. Swinging in a high fastball. And coming up empty. It's 1-2.
You gotta give it to the Crosby crowd. They're in it. They're trying to will their team to some offense here.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. This is a hit hard, but right at Goolsby. He'll flip it to Reed at second, and that will end the inning.
Nice play by Goolsby. Solid as usual.
That will end the 3rd. We will head to the top of the 4th. Your Mustangs lead the Crosby Cougars 5-0. You're listening to Friendswood Mustang Baseball on Vype Sports Live.
Body.
Josh is a high school basketball player, solid shooter, great teammate.
Hey, don't forget my tenacious D.
And he's my son.
Oh.
So, what does Josh do to be the best basketball player he can be?
I play tennis.
Studies show that student athletes here in Texas who play more than one high school sport are more likely to excel. Tennis does more than improve Josh's conditioning. It gives him a fresh competitive outlet, reduces the risk of injury by cross-training, and introduces him to different coaching techniques and new friends.
Don't get me wrong, hoops are my first love. Tennis just gives me a little break.
So when the new season begins, Josh isn't burned out on basketball. He's eager to play, and you can see the difference in his game.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Tatum Black to lead off the inning for the Mustangs. Takes a strike on the outside corner.
21 straight strikes. Golly. Talk about filling up the zone.
21 straight strikes thrown by Kinnemer before he threw his first ball. It's
Wow.
1-1.
I mean, we haven't really.
I don't think we've seen that at all this year from anybody.
No, from anybody. Even with Friendswood's having, some really dominant performances. There's that third baseman again. Good gravy.
For Bazemore, another nice play at third, and there's one away.
He makes it look easy over there.
Here's Lockhart, tripled his last at bat and scored.
Now batting number 13, Kyle Lockhart.
Lockhart, 318 overall, 364 in the playoffs. Maxey on deck. Hit right side. First baseman's going to pitch to Kinnemer covering, and there's 2 away.
Good fundamental baseball right there. No hesitation by the pitcher on the ground ball to first to get off the mound and go toward covering. And first baseman, great play and a good feed to the bag.
Here's Maxey. He has swung at 2 pitches. He has seen 2 pitches. He has a triple and a single. This is really an opportunity for him to take a pitch.
I'm telling you, if I'm Kinnemer here, I'm throwing something off speed in the dirt just to see if he can get him to swing at.
Grounded left side and into the hole. It's a tough play. It'll be an infield single to Dylan Maxey. He's 3 for 3.
Continue to throw that kid strikes on the first pitch. Oh, goodness. So 3 for 3 days so far for Mr. Maxey. So that's 625 average is skyrocketing for the playoffs.
Well, I told him at the Waltrip game, I said,
Running at first base
on
for the
average,
Mustangs,
you're
number 3,
averaging
Zach
2
Frederick.
hits a game. There's nothing wrong with getting 3,
At the
brother.
plate, the
And
shortstop,
since then,
number
he's
5,
done it twice.
He's
South.
done it twice. He's
Yeah.
like, here you go. I might have to change that to 4 or 5 just to give him something to shoot for. Now, keep in mind, Maxey came into this game 5 hits from the all-time record held by Matt Kinnemer in the class of 2010. All-time hit record is 52 in a season.
So he's
Dylan had
2 more.
48, 49, 50, and 51.
Oh, wow, that was close over there. Frederick got caught leaning a little bit and almost got picked.
Sorry, he was 4 away. So he's literally 1 hit away from tying the all-time Friendswood record for hits in a season.
Goodness.
Another throw over. That ball is dropped.
That is a quick move. Kinnemer has.
That is a quick move.
I mean, he is really got good mechanics getting that ball over there on the pickoff move. He's stabbing that right foot off the rubber. And
Grounded to short. Easy play. Throw across. High throw. And first baseman with a nice tag on South, and that will end the inning.
so Kinnemer continues to fill up his zones. Only got 44 pitches through 4 complete innings. So
He's filled up the zone, but the Mustangs have
filled up the
filled
scoreboard.
up the box score.
Yep.
And they lead at 5-0 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. You're listening to Friendswood Mustang Baseball on Vype Sports Live.
The University Interscholastic League would like to thank its corporate sponsors. Without the generous support of these sponsors, many UIL activities would not be possible. The UIL gives special thanks to Balfour, Baylor Scott & White, Dairy Max, Dairy Queen, Ford, Fox Sports Southwest, Gatorade, Hellas Construction, Max Preps, the NFHS Network, Nike, Register My Athlete, Spalding, and Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. These generous corporate sponsors support the UIL in all its activities, music, academics, and athletics. The UIL appreciates these sponsors and their participation in all that the UIL does in Texas extracurricular activities. On behalf of the UIL and its corporate sponsors, Thank you for supporting UIL activities in your community and enjoy the game.
Sean Basmore.
Basmore will lead it off for the Cougars here in the bottom of the 4th inning. This ball lifted right side, lots of room for whoever wants it. And Tatum will call everybody off.
Yeah, good job by Tatum there. That ball was drifting, and Goolsby kept drifting and drifting out to the outfield. Tatum comes in, calls him off, and does what he's supposed to do and take control.
1 pitch, 1 out. That's what we like to see.
Yeah, Rogers needs a quick inning here. He needs to kind of get back on an average here.
3rd inning for the Brenham College Station, and they are still scoreless in that game. Cantina says she feels nostalgic. Line to right field, and Tatum got a great jump. Runs it down for out number 2.
He made that look simple, and that's one of the toughest plays, is that hard line drive that leaves right at you as an outfielder. If you make a mistake and take that step in and it's over your head, that's you're running for days. So he did a great job there reading that off the bat and coming in and getting it.
Here's the other Udy brother.
Well, thank you, Antina, for saying that. It means we must be doing something right, huh, Joe?
He swings through that pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. I just thought she'd take a shot at us being old.
Well, there's that. I wasn't going to go that route, but...
Nostalgia. Old-timey radio.
Well, hopefully we're painting a picture for you on what's happening in the game. There's a rip through the hole between short and third by Will Udy for a base hit.
2nd hit of the game for the Cougars. It'll bring up the catcher, Larry Johns, who had the other hit
The
in
catcher,
this
number
game.
2, Larry Johns.
1 on for Johns, 2 outs in the inning. Ball down in the turf, but Maxey keeps it in front. It's 1-0.
Yeah, great body position on that ball. It's a tough one to block. It's kind of spiked on that left-handed batter's box stripe there, and he got his body in position.
Hit hard again to the hole. South with the...
Oh, nice pitch.
Goolsby with the scoop.
Oh. Oop, there goes my chair. Oh, God. Man, that was stellar by Goolsby. That's really the only shot Reed had, was to go to second with that ball in the hole. And he threw about 90 miles an hour from about 40 feet.
All right. Now, I'm not a genius coach, but if you throw him a first pitch strike again, then maybe it's time for a change.
Yeah. That's just, it blows my mind. I mean, you think, and there's evidence in the room next to us that people are scouting, right? So we've got a couple of guys in the booth next to it that are from Brenham that are scouting this game. There's nothing wrong with that. But you think that, especially at this point in the playoffs, that you've been scouted, and there's tools to your use like these broadcasts that people can listen to and kind of hear the tendencies of players and whatnot. You would think they would just stay away from Maxie on the first pitch, but
so Landry has taken 2 balls in a row. It's forever. Hits this one off the end of the bat, and they make it down.
Great shoestring catch by the center fielder.
He got to it.
Sure did. Caught that about ankle high on a dead run. Good play by Mr. Londrigan out there in center field. He's had a rough go of it today.
He has. Definitely better coming in than going back.
Well, that wind is just, I mean, look at the flag, Joe.
Yeah.
It's ripping, first of all, and it'll be dead away, and then it'll be kind of over towards right, and then it'll be over towards left. I mean, I think it's really playing havoc out there for the outfielders.
Dane Perry with a couple of long balls this season as well. As he settles in. Yep. This ball lifted to right field. Should be an easy play for the right fielder. And there's 2 away. A couple of fly ball outs will bring up
number 16,
our center fielder, Ty Brantley. Ty 273 coming into tonight.
He hit it short last time and legged out that infield single, huh? I believe.
Correct, and scored.
Right.
Takes a pitch off the plate for ball 1.
So, in Boots' at bat, the 2 consecutive balls, that's only the 3rd time all game he's thrown 2 consecutive balls.
Ooh, got him.
That drilled. Make that 4 times, and that one got him right between the numbers in the back. Ty's going to be feeling that one for a little bit.
I mean, very uncharacteristic for Kennemer. I mean, he has been doing nothing but throwing strikes, and he missed so far inside.
Number 7, Colin Goolsby.
He gets Brantley right in the middle of the back.
So now we got Goolsby up, and there's another. What's his playoff average, Joe? Goolsby.
Goolsby. Now, keep in mind, Goolsby has come a long way.
I know, but
he was down around the 100 for early on in the season, and he's now got that up to 250, and he's hitting 400 in the playoffs. He has really come on.
He really has. I've seen a lot of improvement in that young man throughout the course of the season, and his defense has been stellar all year. And offensively, he struggled a little bit, and he had flashes, and you knew it was there. But he is really...
Well, that his triple a minute ago was his biggest hit since his home run that beat Texas City in Texas City. But that really got the Mustangs started as they put up 4 in the inning after he tripled. Pitch down, it's 2-0.
Yeah, that's 4 straight balls from Kennemer after a string of 21 straight strikes. Now he's had 4 balls, one of them a hit by pitch. So,
yeah, if not for a shoestring catch by the... There goes the runner. Swinging, lifted to right field, but right at him. And Mustangs put on a little hit and run. But Goolsby lines out to the right fielder.
Hey, he was close. I like the call there. Yep. I like sending the runner there and the hit and run. And Goolsby hit it to the right side, just got under a little bit and lifted it out to right fielder.
It'll be 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Cougars as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Mustangs still lead it 5-0. Listening to Friendswood Mustang Baseball on Vype Sports Live.
Meet Josh.
Hi, everybody.
Josh is a high school basketball player, solid shooter, great teammate.
Hey, don't forget my tenacious D.
And he's my son.
Oh,
So, what does Josh do to be the best basketball player he can be?
I play tennis.
Studies show that student athletes here in Texas who play more than one high school sport are more likely to excel. Tennis does more than improve Josh's conditioning. It gives him a fresh competitive outlet, reduces the risk of injury by cross-training, and introduces him to different coaching techniques and new friends.
Don't get me wrong, hoops are my first love. Tennis just gives me a little break.
So when the new season begins, Josh isn't burned out on basketball. He's eager to play, and you can see the difference in his game.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Nelson to lead it off for the Cougars. Struck out in the second inning in his first at bat.
And they're working quick. Barely have time to get the ads in on the between innings.
Yeah. Umpires have to talk it over. Somebody going to get tossed out of here? What is going on? Somebody called time. Oh, before the pitch was thrown. I think something came on the no pitch. Time was called.
So no pitch on the ball. It was first pitch strike, and then the second pitch was a ball, but I think they're calling a no pitch.
That's what I think.
Or maybe they're saying that he had time the whole time. I'm not sure what's going on here. Let's see. So, okay. So 0-1.
0-1 or 1-0?
I think it's 0-1. The first pitch was a strike. He swung. So, wait a minute.
They got 1-0 up there. This ball hit hard to right field, but right at Tatum Black.
Tatum just catches everything, doesn't he?
Tatum's busy tonight.
He is. He got some fans out there in the right field wall and tipped the cap to him. Yeah, cheering section. See him peering over the right field wall out there?
Oh, yeah. I see him now. Just to the right of the scoreboard.
Yeah.
We're at Jim Ketchum Field in Deer Park, Texas. There's a good breaking ball from Rogers.
That was nice.
We got a beautiful sunset here in the midst of grounded right side. Boots on the back lane.
Play.
To Rogers. And they get it.
Excellent. It was close. It's the right call. Rogers' foot got the bag just prior to the base runners. Boots with a great play, being a left-handed first baseman there. That was a backhanded sliding effort to knock that ball down, and then the good feed to the bag for Rogers.
Swinging and missing is the pitcher Kennemer, and there's strike one.
So 2 quick outs, and it's good for Rogers again. Next pitch will be pitch number 6 for the inning.
Little half swing, tried to hold up, couldn't do it, and it's 0-2. Dillon tries to frame that on the outside corner, and it's 1-2.
It was a great pitch. 0-2 count. Dillon set up about 3 inches off the plate, and Rogers hit his mark.
And another breaking ball. Got him swinging. So a good quick inning for Rogers.
And Crosby 0.
Yeah, 2 8-pitch innings in a row, so that's what you want to see. Now sitting on 69 pitches through Got me tapping my boots up in here.
Jamming here in Deer
Winning out
Park.
the 6th inning for the Mustangs. Third
So
baseman
my brother Austin
Christian
finally checking in from
Piercy.
Conroe. Hello, Austin.
Welcome in, Austin. All good news here thus far. Piercy leading it off for the Mustangs. Hit the ball hard last time, just right at side. That ball's whipped up the middle for a leadoff single. Aiden Piercy, another guy that's been turning it up lately.
Yeah, and he got robbed back in that his first at bat. He hit that ball in the screws.
He is 2
Should
for
have
3
extra
tonight.
bases.
And came into tonight hitting .375 in the playoffs. That's going to shoot him up as well.
Right fielder, number 26, Tatum Black.
And here's an excellent opportunity to bunt him over into scoring position. And here's Tatum Black, who's just the guy to do it. Squares around, takes the ball. Back pick is not in time. Third baseman in on the green turf, if you will.
Yeah, Crosby got to be careful here. If Tatum's a really good bunter, he could definitely push that bunt towards second and even bunt for a hit here.
Throw over, and Piercy gets back safely. 1 ball, no strikes to Tatum Black. No outs, 1 on here in the top of the 6th. Bunted right back to the pitcher. Takes a look at second. And will throw Tatum out. So a perfect sacrifice bunt. Moves Piercy into scoring position for Kyle Lockhart.
At the plate for the Mustangs, number 13, Kyle Lockhart.
Lockhart tripled and scored in the 3rd inning.
This announcer has a voice made for announcing baseball games, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's not bad.
Man. Sounds like a pro in there.
Curveball stays up, but called a strike. Wow. First pitch I've seen him call up in the zone.
Yeah, I got to give it to this umpire. He's been very good, in my opinion.
He's been consistent. He really has. Of course, he's got really good pitchers throwing tonight.
Yeah, making his job easy on him for sure.
0-1. That pitch inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Kennemer's showing a little more humanness, if you will, as he starting to throw more and more balls. Piercy at second, 1 away. That's off the plate. It's 2-1. Wind still whipping here, and it is blowing out.
There's a little chat between the catcher, Larry Johns, and the pitcher here. Going out, talk this over with a 2-1 count. Runner in score position, 1 out.
Well, I'm sure, number one, he's saying, don't walk this guy because guess who's on deck? Yeah, like we want to go after this guy right here, right now.
Exactly. That is exactly what that conversation was about.
Here's Lockhart.
Guaranteed.
Gets a pitch here, swings through it. It's 2-2. Maxie has been stuck on 4 home runs now for a while. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on. There goes the runner. And just kind of a double tap.
Yeah. That was interesting.
That was interesting.
It was kind of it was almost like a hit and run type of swing, even though that's not what was happening, but it was that kind of deliberate go after a pitch up and away, and I think the ball hit the bat twice, but it wasn't on his backswing. It was still while the bat was going forward because it was kind of going slow. It was weird. That was strange.
Corey still being
play.
aggressive out there. Curveball, good pitch just off the plate. One for count full. Good at bat here by Lockhart. Again, should get a fastball here from Kennemer with Maxey on deck. Got an open base if he wants to pitch around him. Here's the payoff pitch. And it's strike 3 on the inside part of the plate looking.
Yeah, I think Locke got caught looking away there, and he came back in with a hard fastball. And inside corner, just throws it. It's a good pitch.
And so the problem with that is, guess what you do now?
You walk Maxey.
You intentionally walk Dylan Maxey.
Yeah. I would do it.
Oh,
I'm not going to let him hurt me again, you know.
Absolutely. Time's called. Here comes Frederick to run for Dylan.
Yeah, you're already chasing 5. You definitely don't want their best hitter with the runner in scoring position
For the Mustangs, number 3,
doing any more damage right now.
So we saw a lot of this in the playoffs last year.
Shortstop, number 5, Reed South.
Yep.
Where Dylan just got walked time and time again. First time it's happened in this playoff round, but we'll see more of that. And again, I'm with you. It's a no-brainer. I'd do the same thing. Maxey family can get mad at me all you want, but that's baseball.
Yeah.
I'm walking that guy. There's just no way around it. Nothing against Reed, and Reed's liable to make him pay right here.
Yep, and that's what you hope for. If the batter that follows the guy that just got intentionally walked, you want to make your statement too. You want to be like, okay, I see what you're doing here. And walk him to get to me, I got you.
Reed is 1 for 2 tonight. Has a single and an RBI and a sac bunt. And Reed's hitting .385 in the playoffs. Curveball hit hard, but right at the center fielder. Comes in and makes the catch. And that'll do it for the Mustangs. So a little minor threat, but unable to push a run across. And unfortunately, for the Mustangs, Dylan got walked. So he unable to get a chance to tie the single season hit record.
But hey, like you said, I mean, that's smart on the Crosby part. I mean, you as a coach, you ask your kids to go out there and give it your best, everything they've got to win this game. And as a coach, you got to do everything you can do to win this game. And if that's limiting the damage one player can do against you, you have to do it. So.
Head to the bottom of the 6th. Mustangs up 5-0. You're watching Friendswood Mustang Baseball on Vype Sports Live.
Question. When you walk into the boardrooms of the most successful companies here in Texas, who do you meet? Answer. Men and women who played high school sports. Education-based high school sports give us more than athletes we can root for. They give us leaders we can depend on. Question. So where will we find tomorrow's leaders? Answer. High school sports.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Top of the order for the Cougars, Giovanni Saenz. He has struck out and walked tonight. Takes a ball 1 for Rogers. 10 hits, 5 runs for the Mustangs. 2 hits, no runs for the Cougars. Pops this one back, and it's 1-1. Chris Wiggins, the head coach of Crosby, 17 years in the business, been doing this a long time. Almost 300 wins. The ball's fouled.
And always a solid program over there.
And winning District 21-5A, no easy task. Again, returning state champion Barbers Hill in that district. Barbers Hill bowing out in the first round this year. 1-2.
How did Barbers Hill's softball team do? Because didn't they win state last year as well?
They did. I don't know if they're still in it or not. I don't think they are. They lost a lot of players.
But that's impressive. Your softball and baseball team both winning state same season.
1-2. Curveball lifted up. And it's right at the first the pitcher. Boots Landry will come in and squeeze it.
Rogers says, nope, I'm out.
Rogers, not only did he say I'm out, I'm getting out of the way of Boots Landry.
Yeah, exactly. I want no part of this. Boots, come handle it.
Yep. You don't want to get run over by Landry. Here's Carter Underwood. A couple of ground outs from Carter tonight. Takes a pitch way up in the zone.
Yeah, we got away from him a little bit. So that was pitch number 75 for Jacob. And Kennemer through 6 is at 65.
2 balls, no strikes. Dylan going to go out and slow him down a little bit. Talk it over. Do not want to give any freebies up.
Anybody else out there listening, if you want to text in, you can text me 832-256-4767, or you can text Joe.
832-571-8291.
Let us know where you're at and where you're listening from.
Good pitch on the outside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike to Underwood. That pitch up, and it's 3-1. 1 walk on the night for Rogers. Again, giving up only 2 hits. And it's 3-2. Taken all the way. When you're down 5, that's a good take.
Sure.
Very unselfish.
Yep.
That young man. The payoff pitch. Hit hard to the shortstop. Reed. Got it. The throw across. Plenty of time. There's 2 down. Two quick outs. Bring up the third baseman, Bazemore. Bazemore 0 for 2.
Third baseman's had a heck of a game over there.
Been fun to watch, that's for sure.
It's been good.
I'm sorry it's against us, but great first pitch ball. Whew,
that was filthy.
Hey, that's dirty, man. Wow. The 0-1. Tried to break off another. 0-2.
Now he's guessing. Now you can throw anything you want, anywhere you want, pretty much, because he's wondering what's coming.
Fastball lifted, left side. South in foul territory will grab it for out number 3. So a good inning for Rogers through the 6th.
And Crosby 0.
So go to the 7th.
What's our numbers on Rogers?
So Rogers is at 83 pitches.
Honey, isn't it amazing?
What?
The sacrifice, the dedication, the grit. I mean, they really set an example, don't they?
Oh, well, no question. Today's high school athletes are truly special.
Not the athletes.
Well, who?
The officials.
Oh.
Today's student athletes are truly special. But there's something pretty great about the men and women who officiate their games, too. Like the way they're giving back to their communities. Officiating is a terrific way to stay in shape, meet new people, and stay connected to the game you love. But the biggest reason of all? We need more qualified high school officials here in Texas. And without them, the rest of us would have a whole lot less to cheer about.
The 7th inning, first baseman, number 25, Boots Landry.
Boots Landry set to lead it off for the Mustangs. Takes a first pitch strike from Kennemer.
I'm going to have to go take voice lessons, Joe.
You like
I'm envious of this guy. I mean, he's got the, I don't know what it is, but dadgum.
Hey, if you ever get a chance, go listen to an old broadcast from Bill Lewis. He was my mentor at Alvin Community College. And that guy had a set of pipes on him like none other. And no matter, I love doing games with him, but it's intimidating when you got a voice like that. Because you know you're second fiddle no matter what. I mean, the guy just had a great set of pipes. Bill passed away recently, and Boots fouls this one off. It's 2-2. Passed away recently, and I got to speak at his memorial, or at least tried to speak. Bill was a very close friend of mine. But, man, that guy could call. And basketball, baseball, football, and, of course, he has the press box stadium at Memorial Stadium in Alvin is named after him. And, just love listening to that guy. Miss him a lot. 2-2 to Boots. Ooh, catch thought he had. Runs the count full. Crosby crowd is pretty quiet at the moment. They trail by 5 here in the top of the 7th. Landry trying to get things going. And he'll take the first walk by Kennemer. Wow. It took 7 innings, but he finally gives up a walk. Good at bat by Boots. And they will pitch run for him. Here comes Frederick. And he'll bring up the fresh.
Running at first base.
Wait a minute.
For the Mustangs, number 3, Zach Frederick.
Oh, yeah. Seeing if looks like Dane Perry is still hitting, right?
Yeah, he's still hitting. I'm not sure if.
I guess they were just.
Not sure what that was about. I mean, Zach normally runs for Maxie, but Maxie getting back up is somewhat unlikely in the 7th inning here.
For the Mustangs, designated hitter number 6, Dane Perry.
So maybe you're just talking to him about that he's going to courtesy run for Boots this inning. Not sure.
1 on, nobody out here in the top of the 7th for Perry. Not sure what kind of bunter he is. I don't know that they've asked him to do that much. Hit at the third baseman. That's going to be a 5-4. Oh, and he's going to get under the tag. So a high throw from the second baseman. That very close to a 5-4-3 double play. But
yeah, and it frankly should have been a 5-4-3 double play. I had plenty of time to make that throw. He just airmailed it and pulled the first baseman off the bag.
Well, Perry hits into the fielder's choice, and he'll take over first base. It'll bring up Brantley. Brantley 1 for 2, got hit by a pitch his last time up. Sure, that's still in the back of his mind.
Yeah, I think he wants a little retribution for that. That one stung a little bit.
Yeah, it
wasn't a glancing blow. It was dead center of his back.
Not an off-speed pitch, was it?
No.
Fouls this one straight back. So Perry on first. 1 away. Mustangs doing most of their damage in the 3rd inning. Put up a 4 spot. This pitch looking good. Yep, right down the pipe. It's 0-2. I got to call a junior college basketball national championship with Bill Lewis back in the day.
Wow. That's impressive.
Alvin had a couple of really good players. Olajuwon's little brother was on that team, and we went to Hutchinson, Kansas. Hit hard and down into left field for a base hit.
It's extra base.
Frederick around. But they're going to send him. Here's a relay throw. It's missed. The throw is late. It's an RBI double. And Frederick on his horse. It's Perry. Frederick got a race. It's Dane Perry that took off.
Coach he was sending him the whole way. There was never a break sign given. It was windmills galore over there by Coach Benny. And it paid off. Again, it was going to take a good throw to get him.
Second baseman.
And it was just a little bit up the first base line, which allowed him to slide in there safely. So, good aggressive move there.
Another extra base hit for the Mustangs. This one an RBI double by Ty Brantley. And the Mustangs now up 6-0. Here's Goolsby. Long look in. First pitch to Goolsby. Curveball. And just missing.
Pretty good pitch. Didn't miss by much. Just down a little bit. Good take by Goolsby.
Brantley at second. Good speed at second. Pitch in there, call strike. See, that to me, that looks like a ball low and away. But
yeah, the first pitch looked better than that one.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Again, we're at a little bit of a different angle than we normally are here in this press box. Again, since we're not shooting video, we didn't need a great angle. But we probably have the best air conditioning in the press box.
Yeah, not complaining.
Not complaining. Not too bad. This ball hammered in.
That ball is drilled.
Deep, going to the wall. It's
gone. Goolsby just launched one, folks. That's over the 370 mark in the left center field power alley, and he blistered that ball. Goodness gracious, that young man is getting hot. Woo! Already was at 400 for the playoffs. He's got a couple hits tonight too, so man, he destroyed that baseball.
Goolsby with a 2-run bomb. And the Mustangs add to their total, and that's going to do it.
That should have been his second one of the night. I mean, he hit the one off that funky angled left field wall earlier in the game for a triple that would have left any other ball probably played in. So he's dialed in.
Mustangs now lead at 8-0. They have 12 hits. And folks, let me tell you, the 1 and 2 for Crosby have been talked about this season. Like they've been virtually unbeatable as Crosby cruised through their district championship, and the Mustangs have just unloaded here on their number 1.
Did you get a number on the young man that's come in to pitch? I'm having trouble reading it.
It's something 4. I
Maybe
can't see the first one.
14?
34, 14?
We need somebody with young eyes up in here, Joe.
Well, we're at a bad angle.
Yeah, I'm going to say that too.
Maybe 24. I think it's...
So they have a 14, Jake Cantu.
That's not Jake Cantu.
They have a 24, Aaron Martinez.
I think that's Martinez. Pretty sure that's a 24. Is there a 34?
There's not a 34.
I'm pretty sure that's a crooked number.
There's a number 4, Carter Underwood, but he was at second base.
No, he'll turn around here right now.
24. All right.
You know, Kate, once I thought I was wrong, but I was mistaken.
Yep.
Brings up Aiden Piercy.
24.
Piercy 2 for 3 tonight. It's another, honestly.
Now pitching for Crosby, number 24, Aaron Martinez.
Piercy, Brantley, Goolsby, Black, Lockhart, all these guys have upped their game
for Friendswood,
here in the playoffs. And that's bad news for anybody we're playing.
Yeah, I mean, they've just been hyper-focused and just really disciplined at the plate and doing a great job.
So 1 out, nobody on after the Colin Goolsby home run. This ball hit hard, deep to left field, back to the wall, looking up, and it is off the wall. It's a double for Piercy.
Yeah, just at the base of the wall there, left fielder almost tracked it down and just off his glove and then off the wall.
Here is Black.
Welcome to the game, Mr. Martinez.
Man.
First pitch, double off the wall.
At play for the Mustangs, number 26, Tatum Black.
This is one of those games where you sustain a hamstring injury. Pull a groin, somebody else come in. I'm tired of pitching to these guys. My goodness, another extra base hit.
Yeah, just a good night all the way around for Friendswood tonight. There's a ball way up high to Tatum.
Mustangs have 13 hits. 6 of them have been extra bases. Eight runs on 13 hits. And again, we're in the regional quarterfinals, folks. This is not one of those Houston inner city teams that was such a mismatch. This is a good ball club. And the Mustangs,
in a tough district.
In a tough district.
Yeah.
District that won the state title last year.
Right.
And the Mustangs have come out swinging tonight. Okay, I got a question for you. How does Rogers' performance tonight affect hitters? I mean, they see it's like the old Rogers, right? I mean, he comes out dominating, and it's just been like a boost of confidence to these hitters as they have. There's another base hit to left field. It's down. Here comes another run. Left fielder has it. The throw home will be late, and no throw to second. It'll be a single with an uncontested base going to second base, as Tatum Black now getting in on the hit RBI parade. Knocks in Piercy. And we're...
So are you asking how Jacob's performance is feeding our offense? Or
feeding our offense.
I think they just see an opportunity there, and when you strike early, when you're the visiting team at a neutral site and you strike early like they did, and you know what kind of dominant pitcher that you have in Rogers, and when you see that he starts dealing, and you know that, okay, it's one of those days where he's dialed in, it just, it gives you that added boost that you can go up there and relax and just have fun and play ball and not have too much pressure on you at the plate to try to do too much.
I'm going to bring up your media jinx you did earlier, but you did it to poor Crosby, as you said, there's no way Dylan's going to hit this inning.
I said it was unlikely. I didn't say there was no way. I said it was unlikely that we would see him in the top of the seventh, being that he was
there's one
next to last batter.
There's one out,
sixth,
and he's on deck.
Oh, man.
Now here's another thing. Do you pitch to him with a game that's out of control like this, or do you just go ahead and walk him again if Lockhart doesn't reach?
I mean, I don't know.
I say that this guy, he's 17 years in the business, coach. I say you pitch to him.
I don't know. I mean, yes, you're probably right. For me, I've always been a proponent of it ain't over till it's over, so I'm not going to give in on anything until the last out is made. And especially in high school ball, it's unlikely that
back pick could be close.
It's unlikely that they, come back from this and all those sorts of things. But stranger things have happened. So if I'm coaching to win the game till the last out's made, and then when that game's over, we're focused on the next one.
Tatum Black just gets under the tag at second base, and they'll reset it again. 2 balls, 1 strike to Lockhart. Tatum at second. Good pitch on the outside corner. It's 2-2. Guess I ought to update the score. I guess I already have. Man, I'm way ahead of myself. Man,
look at you.
Look at me. Not having to be.
Ellie hasn't even texted us.
She's not even here to.
She's in the stands tonight. So
2-2 to Lockhart. It's way off the plate. Counts runs full. Lockhart tonight tripled and scored. Grounded out to first and then struck out on a 3-2 pitch in his last at bat, and that's where he stands now. Another 3-2 count, 1 away. Payoff pitch. Way outside, and now you have to pitch to Maxey.
Now you're pitching. But you do have Perry behind him that hasn't had the best night at the plate, so even though they got to throw to Maxey, maybe they don't.
Actually, it's Reed on deck.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Yeah, I saw Dane standing out there because he was just out there picking up a bat, so my mistake.
He's just trying to get mentioned on the broadcast.
Yeah.
Here's Maxey, 3 for 3 tonight. Has an RBI, a couple of runs. He comes to bat with.
Pitcher's got to be very careful here.
2 on, 1 out. First pitch swinging. Let's see if they throw him a strike. Nope. Thank you. But again, there's Dylan taking it. He
swings at strikes.
Many pitches this year. He only has, I think, 3 or 4 strikeouts on the season. And he's ahead in the count here, 1-0. Fastball hit through the left side, hit number 4. He has tied the all-time mark. So Matt Kinnemer,
hit number 52 on the year.
Move over as Dylan Maxey has now tied you for most hits in a season.
At the plate for the Mustangs, number
and again,
5, Reed South.
That's not something Dylan will bring up. He'll be more excited about the Mustangs taking a 1-0 lead in this series. And
running for the Mustangs at first base, number 4, Davis Wells.
There's a guy hitting .625, going 4 for 4 tonight.
In the quarterfinals.
In the regional quarterfinals. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Here's South. Big RBI opportunity for Reed. Bases are juiced. Curveball. Good one. Called a strike. I like big leads and I cannot lie. I can say it now, right?
You can.
Right.
You can. Reed.
Reed chased an ugly curveball out of the zone.
Yeah, definitely had him fooled there. I think he was thinking fastball all the way after seeing a curve, and he got another one.
0-2 to South. Good news is Dawn is in the far left stands tonight, so she is way away from Crosby people. Good. That's the best curveball he's thrown. Misses outside, and Reed wisely took it. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You know, Joe, something I was thinking of earlier, you haven't mentioned all season. It's a McFlurry. Last year you talked about getting McFlurries all the time. What happened? You're not a McFlurry fan anymore?
No, we've been doing that. We had to mix it up, you know. McFlurry got us to 33-0, but it didn't get me to state.
Okay. All right.
So now we're with the habanero after meal.
Okay.
We've been heading to the Friendswood Habaneros. And it's
the old Rancho location? Yep.
Up and in. And Reed coming all the way back now to run the count full. So if ever you were going to get a pitch to hit, here it is. Bases loaded. And nowhere to put you, Reed South. Long look in by the pitcher. Finally, the payoff pitch. Fastball line into right field for a base hit. 1 run was scored. And Benavides could have easily sent that runner. Holds him at third, so it'll be just 1 RBI.
Yeah, 3-2. You know, and hitting on contact, there was no doubt base hit to right field. It wasn't like it was let's wait and see if this ball gets through. That ball was laced into right field, so easily could have scored, but doing the sportsman thing and showing good sportsmanship and holding the runner there.
So it is now 10-0, and we will see another pitcher.
Number 10? Who's number 10? Let me see here. Number 10 is Jalen Cream.
What y'all got? 1-1, top of 5, Brenham and College Station. Again, we got the Brenham Scouts right next door to us.
It's a good matchup there, too. Brenham's always solid. College Station supposedly really, really good this year.
Danny Gloger listening in back in Pearland.
My brother just texted in, these ribs are legit. Don't mean to brag. He said we've been talking about venison, but he switched it up a bit. Cooked a little pellet grill ribs tonight, sounds like. Making me hungry.
What's Jake's pitch count up to now?
Jacob is sitting on 83 pitches. It'll be interesting to see after this long sit. If they're talking to him right now, actually, Benny and Coach Moore are talking to Rogers right now out of the dugout. I'm sure they're talking about, do we bring you back out to finish the game? You've been sitting a while now. You're at 83 pitches, or do we bring in
Casemeyer?
I don't even know if you bring in Casemeyer.
Maybe Perry.
That's somebody that,
of course, Perry, somebody that, because you don't really want to throw Casemeyer because you know you're going to use him against these guys.
And I'm curious as tomorrow whether or not they start Casemeyer or Toomas. Here recently it's been Toomas, but earlier in the year it was Casemeyer was the number 2 starter. So be curious to see what they do tomorrow.
So here's Landry with bases loaded. It's a curve ball called strike. Good first pitch curve ball. Mustangs lead it 10-0. We are in the top of the 7th. This ball lays foul down the left field line. A good change of speeds between that off-speed curveball and a fastball. We're in a couple of old 1950s chairs here from an old office out of the warehouse. That pitch down, it's 1-2. And whenever Cade leans back,
it's like I hit the eject button.
It's entertaining.
Oh, my brother sent me a picture of the ribs.
Oh, that does.
Dang it, boy. Don't do that to me.
Landry with bases loaded and a 1-2 count. Curveball just missed it. He was sitting on it too.
Yeah, just fouled it off the shin guard there of his right leg.
Boots has a double and an RBI, and he's walked tonight. He's 1 for 3. And he has also scored a run, as has most of the Mustangs. This curveball hit down the line and
fair ball. That's going to score.
Going into right field.
Could score 3. I don't know if
One run is in. 2 runs in, and Benny puts up the stop sign. It could have been a bases clearing if not for the kindness of Corey Benavides.
Yeah, definitely could have scored a 3rd run there, but he, again, did the right thing, held him up.
Landry led off this inning with a walk, so that is his 2nd at bat.
Designated hitter number 6, Dane Perry.
This is where you want Dane to kind of join in the fun here. He's had a rough go of it this game at the plate.
2 more runs across. Brings up Perry with runners at 2nd and 3rd. This ball gets away, and again, Corey not sending anybody. It's just one of those things. It's a Mustangs night, and things have not gone the way of the Cougars in any shape or form.
Well, this is probably the most dominating offensive performance we've seen out of Friendswood, hands down, this year.
No doubt.
They're not missing balls. They're hitting line drives. They're not hitting pop-ups like they have here recently. They're just raking.
Even the outs have been hit on a line.
Well hit, yeah.
There's been few balls that were popped straight up.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that 3rd baseman making plays over there, it could be even worse. I mean, he's really stolen about 3 hits. away from Friendswood over there at third. So
swing and a miss by Perry.
Perry was trying to do damage on that one.
Perry came out of his shoes trying to hit that ball out of the park. Dane is trying to get in on the extra base bonanza that's been going on here. 2 more extra base hits this inning. That pitch is down.
Well, my wife's not going to be happy, I don't think, because I shaved off the goatee and left the
mustache?
Tom Selleck / Sam Elliott look mustache here, and now I definitely can't change it.
Oh, no.
I mean, so...
I got a piece of him. Nope, called a strike. Said he stuck his arm out.
Yeah.
Said he leaned into it.
Yeah.
So 3 balls, 2 strikes. That really just could have gone either way.
Yeah. Wasn't super deliberate, but I think it was probably...
He definitely didn't try and get out of the way.
Right.
Of it. And he swings through it and strikes out for out number 2.
Yeah, just tried to do a little too much there. That was not really a 2-strike swing right there. He was coming unhinged again. So.
And I'm sure that's what the coaches will tell him as he gets to the dugout. Hey, your job there is to put the ball on the ground somewhere with 1 out. It's the game that's out of control, right? But you still want to practice the things that in situations when it is needed.
Exactly.
Curveball down. Here's Brantley. Brantley with a couple of hits tonight, including a double. A generous strike call there. It's 1-1. Yeah, you're reading that right, folks. It is 12-0 Friendswood.
17 hits.
Off-speed pitch, called a strike. Yeah, people texting in saying, nope, can't change the stash now, Cade.
Good.
You got to go with
Can y'all let my wife know so I don't get in trouble?
Keep the Sam Elliott stash.
Yep.
Swing and a miss. And the Cougars are finally out of the inning.
On 2 strikeouts.
2 strikeouts to end it, but 7 runs come across here in the top of the 7th. Mustangs up 12-0. And I'm guessing it's going to be Perry. It would be, that's who I would, guy throws strikes, he throws hard.
Yeah. And I think that's who it is.
And yep, here he comes, Dane Perry. So that's a good call. That way you don't see Case Meyer.
Yep.
And this gives you some playoff experience for your freshman catcher / pitcher.
So Rogers finishes the night with 83 pitches, and 27 of those were balls. So 56. Struggling with the math for some reason. 56 strikes and 27 balls. So doing what he normally does. A few more balls than normal tonight for him, but still dominating. Their starter ended with 78 pitches. Their second pitcher came in for 18, and their last pitcher threw 15. So they're going to finish the game having thrown 111 pitches as a staff.
Man, I tell you, that batting around in the 7th inning has really hurt my scorecard. Middle of the lineup due up for the Cougars. It'll be the Udy brothers, followed by the guy with 2 first names, Larry Johns. Perry looks.
Going hard.
Going hard up in the zone.
He needs to. I can kind of tell by his body language he's still a little frustrated with his offensive night.
Right.
You'd like to see him flush that here. And, we mentioned before, there's all sorts of ways you can help your team. And if you're struggling in one aspect of your game for one night, help your team in another way. And that needs to be your focus. And
Okay,
he needs to come here and throw strikes.
Grounds one to Boots. Nice backhand to throw to first. Great play by Dane and Boots Landry.
Yeah, that was almost identical to the play earlier in the game. Boots to his right, backhanding that ball, stealing a hit, and then good job by the pitcher covering there. Good job.
I love that Dane got over there as quickly as he did, because he's mainly a catcher, right?
Right.
And so just having the presence of mind to take off. I know they work on that. It's 2-0. So surprised this guy swung on the first pitch, down 12 runs.
Yeah.
3-0 now.
Dane looks just a little quick to the plate, kind of rushing himself. He's let the legs work and calm down a little bit. It's a good pitch.
Strike call. 3 balls, 1 strike. Prom is this weekend.
Is it?
Yep.
Huh. So there's a walk.
Yep, prom is this weekend. Of course, if the Mustangs win here tonight and win tomorrow night, then it's not an issue. But then Saturday, if they split, then Saturday becomes kind of a big deal because you still have to play a game and grounded left side foul. And then, do all the prom activities. I remember in Bam's year, we were playing Port Neches, and they had prom. It seemed like those boys were ready to go to prom. Just ready to check out. And Friendswood ended up winning that series and moving on. 0-1 to the other UD brother. Great curveball. First curveball we've seen. It's 0-2. Runner at first, 1 out. Perry tries to blow one by and misses outside. Overthrowing with his fastball. He'll come back with a breaking pitch here. See if he can get it.
Yeah, it looks like he's kind of trying to muscle that fastball up there tonight. Just doesn't look as fluid and doesn't look like it has the same zip on it that it normally does.
There's the curveball. Did get a piece of it though, and it stays 1-2. Yeah, and keep in mind he got hit by a pitch in his last at bat.
He did catch that front elbow.
Front elbow stinging a little bit. Takes the runner. Ball popped up, but out of play.
So we haven't seen a double play tonight from the Mustangs, have we?
Nope. Have not.
That'd be a good time. 1 out in the bottom of the 7th.
That pitch off the plate. It's 2-2. Dang, hop it up and down, but it was outside.
It was, yep.
There is some activity in the bullpen. Curveball misses. It's 3-2. Oh my goodness.
He said he went around.
That's an umpire that wants to go home or head to Habaneros.
He wants McFlurry, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that was a generous call there. I did not think he went around on that. But My opinion doesn't matter.
Well, just so you know, I did go to McDonald's the other night and ordered a Blizzard. And as soon as I did, Jennifer goes, "It's not a Blizzard, it's a McFlurry." It's like, oh, so it's been that long since I've had a McFlurry, and I called it the wrong thing. There's the Dane Perry fastball up.
Well, I just feel better now because we've said McFlurry on the air like 8 or 10 times, so we're making up for lost time.
Sorry, folks. 2 outs, 1 on. Ball hit deep to right field. Going back is, guess who? Tatum Black. And only fitting that Tatum gets the last out is he had about 7 of those tonight.
The Mustangs take a 1-0 lead in this best 2 out of 3 series.
The Friendswood Mustangs takes game 1 12-0 over the Crosby Cougars, the District 21 5A champs. And we will be back here tomorrow night. Same time, 7 o'clock, and it will be the number 2 starters going. I still think it's going to be Easton Toomas.
I mean, that's been the direction they're going. You know, me, again, this is just me, my opinion or whatever you want to call it. I think Case has looked a little better the last few outings than Toomas has. Toomas had that great, near perfect game, but then he has struggled a bit in his last couple outings, and you know, at least with the strike zone. So I would throw Case and let Toomas maybe come in. Dane only threw 15 pitches here tonight. You still got Colin Winfield. You still got Ray Vasquez. You still got Jacob Smith. You got, you know, plenty of arms in there if you're Friendswood. And I just think Case has a little more of that experience in the playoffs as well after dominating College Station last year. And you've got him on the ropes here after a 12-0 thrashing. I think you just send out Case and let him do what he does, and that'd be what I would do.
And that may be very well what happens. But I know, you know, Corey is a creature of habit, and so far in the playoffs, towards the end of the season, Easton has been your number 2 guy, and he loves, as I do, Case Meyer coming out because off the bench in relief because he throws strikes. I mean, that kid throws strikes.
Yes.
And if you remember his last outing, he gave him an inning there at the end of Walter just to get him some more work, but the real work came against Nederland, and I mean, he was the Case Meyer of old. It was dirty. So it could be either guy, but I'm happy with either one right now.
Yeah, there's no wrong answer.
Both throwing well. Again,
and I'm not gonna question any call Corey makes.
Yeah, it's a decision Corey will have to make, and
the coach has pulled all the right strings. I'm just speaking from my preference more than anything else. And that's
hits
again,
up and
doesn't
down
matter.
The lineup, 8 extra base hits tonight. They end up with 17 hits overall, 12 runs on the board, 4 hits by Maxey to lead all Mustangs, and then a big inning in the 3rd, a big inning in the 7th, and man, it's just, again, the biggest offensive output this team has had this year.
Yeah, just utter dominance from the first pitch of the game, really. I mean, Maxey triple first pitch, and they never looked back. Just kept pouring it on.
Goolsby with a monster bomb tonight. I don't think they found that ball. That's over there in the Deer Park plant somewhere.
Yeah, it's out off of Highway 225 out there for sure. That ball was blistered.
So a fun night all around for Mustang fans. And we'll be back bringing you the audio-only broadcast tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. So set your watch for that. We'll be Cade Lyko and myself will be back for that. No Ellie tonight. We may have to bring her up here, although
it's pretty cramped up here. I think she was enjoying being down there with the fans tonight. She had a friend of hers come with her, and they went out and had burgers before the game at Burger Libre, I think it's called, somewhere here in town. That apparently really good. So
I know some of the folks went to Guidry's and had some Cajun food there, and that was good as well. So maybe an early dinner there before we come up here. Well, for Rosie Bega, our QA, thank you, Rosie, so much for all your help tonight. And my cohort here, Cade Lyko, I'm Joe Hollier. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Once again, your Friendswood Mustangs 12 and the Crosby Cougars nothing. We will see you folks tomorrow night. Good night, everybody.
Good night, folks.